Hey Pokemon fans! In this video, I'll show you the locations of all the in-game trades and gifted Pokemon. I know the game has been out for a while, but I've put together 4 guides to help you complete it. You can find all the location guides in the Pokemon Let's Go playlist, in the description below, as well as timestamps for this video and a link to my Mega Location playlist for every Pokemon game in the description. Now join me on this Pokemon adventure. In Cerulean City, you can go to the house next door to the Pokemon Center. In there, a trainer will tell you that she looks after various Pokemon that have been injured and states that the Bulbasaur is looking for someone to take care of it. If you have captured over 30 Pokemon, she will offer it to you. Starting from the Flypoint Cerulean City, going to the top of Route 24, you will encounter a trainer who feels that they aren't a good enough trainer for their Charmander and will offer for you to have it. To prove you're a sufficiently good trainer, he will only give you the Charmander if you have captured over 50 Pokemon. In Vermilion City, you will encounter a police officer who mentions that she caught a Squirtle that was up to mischief and says it needs a good trainer to help it know right from wrong. She will give you the Squirtle if you have captured over 60 Pokemon. In Vermilion City, you will find a person who asks if you prefer Growlithe or Meowth. Then you will need to capture Growlithe 5 times. When you return, he will give you a Persian if you are playing Let's Go Pikachu. In Vermilion City, you will find a person who asks if you prefer Growlithe or Meowth. Then you will need to capture Meowth 5 times. When you return, she will give you an Arcanine if you are playing Let's Go Eevee. Starting at the Flypoint Saffron City, we are going to the 7th floor of the Sylph Corporations. While defeating Team Rocket in the Sylph Corporations, you will encounter a man who will mention how he doesn't want Team Rocket to get their hands on the Pokemon and ask for you to take it. And he gives you the Pokemon Lapras. In Saffron City, after you defeat Team Rocket, a man will mention how he doesn't want Team Rocket to take the Pokemon he developed and gives you Porygon. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like. Now that I have more time, I will post more often, so hit that subscribe button and let's become a Pokemon Master together. After defeating the Fighting Dojo in Saffron City, you get given the choice between 2 different Pokemon, Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. You can only choose one. When in Mount Moon, after defeating the Super Nerd, you'll get given the choice of the Helix Fossil or the Dome Fossil. When you get to Cinnabar Island, you can go to the research lab and have the fossil revived into Omanyte if it was the Helix Fossil or Kabuto if it was the Dome Fossil. You can then get more of that fossil each day in the Cerulean Cave. After getting the secret technique Chop Down, you can go to the back room of the museum in Pewter City. When there, a scientist will offer you the Old Amber. Later, when you get to the research lab in Cinnabar Island, you can revive that Old Amber into the Pokemon Aerodactyl. Starting from the Pewter City Flypoint, we are going to the Route 4 Pokemon Center, where you will find a man who offers to sell you a Pokemon for 500. If you accept, he will give you a Magikarp. That will complete all the in-game gifted Pokemon. Next up will be all the in-game trades. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like. Now that I have more time, I will post more often, so hit that subscribe button and let's become a Pokemon Master together. In the Cerulean City Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In exchange for a Rattata, they'll give you an Alolan Rattata. In the Vermilion City Pokemon Center, a hiker will offer you a trade. In exchange for a Geodude, they'll give you an Alolan Geodude. In the Lavender Town Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In exchange for a Diglett, they'll give you an Alolan Diglett. In the Celadon City Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In Let's Go Eevee, she will request a Vulpix. In exchange, she'll give an Alolan Vulpix. In the Celadon City Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In Let's Go Pikachu, she will request a Sandshrew. In exchange, she'll give an Alolan Sandshrew. In the Saffron City Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In exchange for a Raichu, they'll give you an Alolan Raichu. In the Cinnabar Island Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In Let's Go Eevee, he will request a Meowth. In exchange, he'll give an Alolan Meowth. In the Cinnabar Island Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In Let's Go Pikachu, he will request a Grimer. In exchange, he'll give an Alolan Grimer. In the Fuchsia City Pokemon Center, a gentleman will offer you a trade. In exchange for a Marowak, they'll give you an Alolan Marowak. In the Indigo Plateau Pokemon Center, a trainer will offer you a trade. In exchange for an Exeggutor, they'll give you an Alolan Exeggutor. Mew is only obtained by having the Pokeball Plus accessory. Once you log into the game and choose to connect the Pokeball Plus as your controller, it presents you with this message. A Pokemon is in your Pokeball Plus. It's a present for you. Select Communicate from the main menu, and then select Mystery Gifts. Then select Get with Pokeball Plus, and you're gifted Mew.